Welcome to College Football Legends, where we dive deep into the stories of the game's greatest heroes. The head coach plays a crucial role in shaping the success of a team. It can be the difference between the glory of hoisting the coveted national championship trophy or the agony of a losing season. Even the best coaches find themselves in awkward situations. So today, we are covering the top 5 awkward, shocking, and downright cringeworthy coaching moments in college football. With the University of Texas and Oklahoma departing to the SEC, there's a vacuum in the Big 12 Conference. The Oklahoma State Cowboys is one of the most overlooked and underrated programs in the Big 12 Conference, and this has been mostly due to the leadership of their head coach, Mike Gundy. Despite Coach Gundy's success at Oklahoma State University, in addition to being one of the most tenured coaches in all of college football, what he's most known for is his epic, unhinged press conference. So today, we're going to look at some of the events that led up to this epic rant, in addition to how it forever altered one of his former players' personal lives and his playing career. To give a little background, Mike Gundy played quarterback at Oklahoma State University. During his time with the Cowboys, he passed over 8,000 yards with 50 touchdowns. Playing alongside Hall of Famers Thurman Thomas and the legendary Barry Sanders, he led the Cowboys to back-to-back 10-win seasons, setting multiple school records that still stand today. At the conclusion of his career, he went down as one of the greatest quarterbacks in Oklahoma State history. He had short stints as an assistant at the University of Maryland and the University of Baylor. Returning to his alma mater as their quarterbacks coach, he was eventually promoted to the offensive coordinator position. After the departure of Les Miles to LSU, he was named their next head coach. Coach Gundy's very first season as head coach after the departure of Les Miles was absolutely abysmal. Posting a lackluster 4-7 record with only one conference win, it was safe to say that they were off to a very rocky start. After a very difficult and tumultuous first season, Coach Gundy has led the Oklahoma State Cowboys to a school record 18 consecutive winning seasons. At the making of this video, they posted a very impressive 10-4 record for the 2023 campaign. Although Coach Gundy's a mainstay at Oklahoma State University, in the beginning stages of his career, and more specifically the 2007 campaign, it was shrouded in controversy. Their starting quarterback, Bobby Reed, was recruited out of Houston, Texas, and he drew comparisons to Vince Young. And we all know he's one of the most dominant dual-threat quarterbacks. Many could argue that Vince Young's electrifying performance in the Rose Bowl was bar none the most exciting and memorable national championships of all time. Very similar to Vince Young, Bobby Reed possessed all of the tools of an elite dual-threat quarterback. With his 6'4" frame and 235 pounds, along with a strong arm and elite speed, he was predicted to take the Cowboys to the next level. Early on in the 2007 season, Reed suffered yet a minor injury, but the coaching staff decided in a controversial move to move on from Bobby Reed in favor of their backup quarterback, Zach Robinson. Now, as we all know, quarterbacks are benched for a multitude of reasons, but this particular case sent shockwaves through the Oklahoma State Cowboy faithful for multiple reasons. First, the coaching staff had put all of their faith in Bobby Reed and built their entire offensive game plan around his abilities. Second, Zach Robinson had a completely different skill set as opposed to the starter. He was more or less a game manager pocket passer. And I want to note, for this particular video, I don't want to use the term game manager as a derogatory term. I just want to paint a picture of the differences in skill sets between the two quarterbacks. It was obvious that Zach Robinson was nowhere near the athlete as Bobby Reed. However, despite the differences in skill sets, Zach Robinson's best ability was his availability and durability. The coaching staff had to make a very difficult decision in regards to who was going to be their starting quarterback for the remainder of that 2007 season. There had been some whispers around the community and in the locker room that Bobby Reed may not have possessed the grit and toughness to be the next great quarterback at Oklahoma State. A local reporter based out of Oklahoma City by the name of Jenny Carlson posted an article that took things a step further and said the cascade of events that's overall the basis of this video. In Jenny Carlson's very controversial article, she wrote that his overall attitude and his lack of toughness was the reason that he lost his starting job. And to take things even further, she published that his lack of maturity was a result of him being coddled by his mother, who was a single parent. Before the NIL, they were amateur athletes playing for a scholarship, the love of the game, and a remote opportunity to play in the National Football League. Regardless, if you're going to criticize an athlete, above all, I couldn't have said it better myself. Now, we all know the media will criticize athletes in order to make a name for themselves at the expense of others. But in this particular scenario, you would think the 21-year-old quarterback who recently lost his starting position would fire back at this reporter who pretty much hit him below the belt, and the 40-year-old head coach would de-escalate the situation and handle it in the most professional manner. However, if that were to happen, I wouldn't be making this video. So on that fateful day in September, Mike Gundy marched into the next press conference holding that article, and he made history for the wrong reasons.
Respectful to the public, and he's a good kid, and he's not a professional athlete, and he doesn't deserve to be kicked when he's down.
Damn!
Whoa. I don't know what to say about what we just witnessed. That epic rant made headlines all over the media, and it even made some international sports outlets. It's been the basis of a lot of skits on Instagram and YouTube as well. This was endearing to the Oklahoma State fan base, and it drew a lot of attention to the university. In regards to recruiting, it gave Mike Gundy the perception that he was willing to do whatever was necessary in order to defend his players. As for Bobby Reed, on the other hand, that scathing article, along with his head coach's viral and epic rant, left irreparable damage to his reputation, and it pretty much ended his career at Oklahoma State. Of course, Bobby Reed was benched for the remainder of the 2007 season, and while he was on the sideline, he had to endure opposing fans shouting in his direction.
Where are we at in society today? Come after me! I'm a man! I'm 40!
Which was more than he could handle. During that very tough season, Bobby Reed was injured, benched, humiliated, and made part of a very viral and epic rant on the internet. As a testament to his overall character, his mother taught him to keep his head up regardless of the situation. Despite losing his starting job, he continued to support his team, which was a show of resilience and grit that he was accused of not having. He didn't quit on his team during that 2007 season, and at the end of the spring semester, he earned his degree from Oklahoma State University. In an interview by ESPN.com, Bobby Reed sat down with reporters, and he stated that he felt that Mike Gundy's epic rant was more or less grandstanding than an authentic defense of his character. He personally felt that if the coach was genuinely in defense of him, he would allow for him to recover from his injuries and win back the starting job. Regardless, every story has two sides, and your comments on this particular subject would be appreciated. After what he had been through, Bobby Reed had every opportunity to walk away from the game of football completely after that very difficult 2007 season. Yet, graduating a year early, he was granted one more year of eligibility, and he was approached by the Texas Southern University coaching staff. Texas Southern University is a historically black college and university that's located in Reed's hometown of Houston, Texas. At the Division II level, most athletes would have been even too prideful to entertain the conversation of this coaching staff. Yet, Bobby Reed saw this as an opportunity to continue playing the game he loved and to put that entire experience at Oklahoma State University in the rearview mirror. During his time with the Tigers, he showed signs of dominance and greatness as a quarterback. Unfortunately, near the end of the season, he suffered yet another injury that pretty much ended his career playing football. After Bobby Reed retired from football, and at the making of this video, he's currently coaching high school football in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. In addition, he gives his knowledge and insight on multiple podcasts in regards to the college football recruiting process. As for Mike Gundy, he continues to coach at Oklahoma State University, and he is currently the most tenured coach at the Division I level. This concludes our series in the top 5 awkward, shocking, and cringeworthy coaching moments in college football. So what's your opinion? Do you think Mike Gundy's meltdown was justified, or was it overall grandstanding for media attention? Until next time.